Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joe Handy, the Android Authority App Guy, and welcome back to Android Apps Weekly. Let's get right into those headlines. It was revealed at CES 2016 that YouTube will soon support HDR video, which is following the trend started by big names such as Netflix, Amazon, and others. The only downside is that you can only consume this on devices that have HDR compatibility, which are pretty much limited to only televisions for right now for various reasons. Another big announcement at CES 2016 was from Netflix. The video streaming giant announced that it was going to open its doors to 130 new countries, which increases the number of compatible countries by over 200%. On top of that, they added a few more supported languages, bringing their total up to 21. This is a huge move, and lots of people will be signing up for Netflix over the next few weeks. Over the last week, Google quietly banned 13 applications that were secretly downloading other malware applications and potentially giving themselves root access so they could install themselves on the system partition to survive a factory reset. They have been removed from the Google Play Store, and if you downloaded them, prepare to reflash the stock software to get rid of them. Adult Swim announced a new mobile game this week that will revolve around the increasingly popular cartoon show Rick and Morty. The game will be called Pocket Mortys and will play much like a Pokemon game. We know it will be free to play and it'll be released on January 14th, which means we'll be talking about this again on next week's show. On top of that, The Room 3 is arriving Monday, January 11th. We were huge fans of the first two titles here at Android Authority, and we're really looking forward to the third title. It'll follow the same basic premise and gameplay mechanics of the prior two titles with a new storyline thrown in. It'll cost $4.99 with no in-app purchases. For even more Android apps and games news, releases, and updates, don't forget to check out this week's newsletter, which is linked in the video description below. There you'll find all the stuff we didn't have time for here, and if you're so inclined, you can sign up using the form that's in the written companion, which is also linked in the video description below, and we'll send that newsletter to your inbox every Sunday afternoon. Okay folks, we're going to take a look at the apps and games that made a big splash this week. As usual, if you want to check any of these apps or games out, we'll have those links for you in the video description below. Defenders 2 is the spiritual successor to the highly popular Defenders game. For those who don't know, Defenders 2 is a tower defense game where you must build towers, summon spells, and collect runes in order to create a good defense. The title contains 40 towers, 20 spells, and more than 20 monster types and 29 boss fights. You can also fight with other players, and there are even environmental obstacles. There are some bugs since this is brand new, but aside from that, the game is actually pretty good. Cavernaut is a minimalistic maze game where you play as a little spaceship searching for resources and treasures. Using the controls, you must avoid obstacles as well as the sides of the map in order to avoid being destroyed. It features randomly generated caves that change each time that you play, 5 areas you can play through, and there are upgrades for your ship to make stuff a little bit easier. It's $1.99 with no in-app purchases, and it's a fun little game. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is a game that was originally available on the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC, and it has now made its way to Android. Simply put, this title has some of the best graphics that we've ever seen on a mobile game, and it's reflected in its gigantic price tag and 5.5 gigabytes storage requirement. It is an Nvidia Shield exclusive, which kind of sucks, but it does come with some useful features, including Google Play Games achievements and cloud saves. If you have a Shield and $15 to spend, consider picking this one up. Worms 4 is the latest game in the Worms series to hit Android. This one comes with slightly improved graphics, brand new weapons, new locations, and 80 single-player missions to enjoy. You can also play multiplayer online against real people, and the developers have redone the game a bit to make matches shorter for faster play. It's $2.49 with in-app purchases, which isn't the best pricing model, but the game is enjoyable and there is a lot of stuff to do. Apps is a new application with a fun little story. A little while back, someone found a link to Google Play's top charts that showed only the top apps without a bunch of games thrown in. An enterprising developer turned this into an application where you can view the real top apps charts without being assaulted by a ton of games that you would only see a second time in the top charts for the games. It's a great application. I'll be using it every day, and you should too because it's entirely free. Once again, I'm Joe Handy, the Android Authority App Guy. While you're here, why not subscribe to the Android Authority YouTube channel? If you're hanging out for a minute, we have a couple of awesome videos for you to watch right over there, and they're also linked in the video description below for you folks on mobile. Finally, don't forget to check out the written companion, which is in the video description below, and don't forget to sign up for that newsletter. As always, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful day.